Hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm gonna talk about some of my trip stories, maybe. So I'll start from like my first trip all the way to my last trip. I might not remember all of them fully, and I'm not gonna give it like full detail because it would take a lot of remembering and shit. And like I probably don't remember half of the shit I've experienced. I'm not gonna lie, but like the teachings always stick. So I first started at 15. When I was 15, I took my first dose of LSD. I started doing LSD every weekend, but my first trip ever, I had Travis Scott's playlist, Bebs in the Trap, on repeat. So I just listened to that whole playlist on repeat on LSD. And I learned crazy shit. I learned like the secret language behind that song, that playlist. Like every song is a continuation of the last song. So you play the first song, the second song is a continuation of the first song, and so on. And when it repeats the second time, the first time he teaches you a language. He teaches you how to speak the language per se. And then the second time around, you understand the second language. So when you listen to the whole album again, you understand a whole different message from what they're trying to tell you, because he taught you the message. He taught you how to speak the language in the first part, and then the second part you can actually understand and you can experience the song how it's meant to be, the playlist, how the album, how it's supposed to be felt. Also, Sheck West did this. Young Thug did this. I think a lot of rappers do this. You just have to find the right ones, you know. But I wouldn't recommend it because that shit did drive me a little bit insane. But on that first trip, with that playlist on and everything, I hit an ego death. I became one with everything, and I became a sloth. I was a sloth with a hoodie on, super comfortable, chilling, just laid on my bed, and I became one with everything. And I understood what people meant by being one with everything. I was like, oh, this is what they mean. Stimulating my third eye, dreaming awake. You know what I mean? And then after that, I just did it like every weekend, and I got very depressed when I wasn't on it, because I was like, damn, bro, I hate this world. I'd rather be in that other world. That shit is lit. Then I did shrooms after a bunch of LSD, and like I crashed out, like low-key. I couldn't, I don't know what happened. I ended up fucking up a lot. And yeah, all my trips were basically what I felt on LSD was just colors and shit. Eventually with LSD, they fucking fried my brain. Like eventually at the end, like towards 16, 17. I think the last time I took LSD, I was 16. And like the last time I took it, I was hearing voices, bro. I was hearing like people talk from their balconies. Like if there was a nigga on that balcony right now, I'd be able to like listen to everything they're saying. I'm like, bro, this is fucking insane. I'm gonna lose my shit. And I could hear like people talking, like, you know what I mean? And I knew they were. Like sometimes it was obvious, and like I couldn't make that shit up. But it did make me feel insane. I was like, damn, bro, I can't believe I got super hearing and I'm like listening to these bitches speak shit. I don't know, it's weird. You can channel energy. Like, you can really get superpowers on LSD, but that shit might fry you and drive you crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And you could get brainwashed on it too. That's what happened to me with the albums and shit. I got brainwashed into all that. It was a really good experience, though. You know what I mean? But I did make mistakes. And LSD is strong as fuck. It just makes me anxious as fuck nowadays. Like, even if I was to take it, I would feel like I'm gonna go crazy. So I try to stay away from it, just to not like get dementia or schizophrenia or some shit. Like dead ass though, like, cause that shit is strong, and it taps you in to scary parts of spirituality per se. I don't know if it's because it's a chemical or not, or you know what I mean. It's not natural as shrooms. So what happens with shrooms is a little different. With shrooms, my first experience, I only took like 1.5 grams. It was in chocolate form. And I just meditated through it. Like, I just closed my eyes and had closed eye visuals. I didn't really have open eye visuals. Maybe a little bit. After I meditated for a while and I opened my eyes, I started seeing everything shift and move. That shit was dope. But basically, yeah, the shroom trip is different because it won't drive you crazy in a sense, because you could find answers. So usually what you do on LSD, you look for answers. You look for like keys to the universe and shit, because you have the same feeling like if you were on shrooms, just that like when you're on LSD, you reach like this sort of roof. You can't like pass it. So like, I don't know, for me, an S appears and I'm like in this alternate state of consciousness, like I'm out of here. Everything is white around me, but it's filled with like bullshit. Like LSD is a circus drug, basically. It's just the purpose of it is to get you nowhere and drive you crazy, keep you asking questions. But then the psychedelics, it's a whole different game, because I mean, not the psychedelics, the shrooms are a different game, because instead of giving you the sense of like knowing everything and seeing shit how it really is, it actually gives you the answers on top of giving you that sense. So you can ask anything and you'll get the answer. So I asked about my past lives on my first trip. I didn't even ask. I think I just got like visions into it. I didn't ask about shit. I think later on though, I've asked I've asked about like my relationships. I've asked about personal shit. All my shroom trips were really extreme, really beautiful though. Usually the first 2 hours are fucking horrible, but after those 2 hours you start feeling real good, you know what I mean? Just the come up is very uncomfortable. But yeah, so the high is different. What other psychedelic have I done? I mean, I've only done those two. I tried DMT once, but the DMT didn't get me nowhere. I couldn't break through. It felt like taking 100 times of LSD. Shit was scary as hell, I'm not gonna lie. Just lasted like 15 minutes though, so I was cool. But like with the shrooms, yeah, that's the whole purpose though. Like with shrooms, you just ask questions, you get answers. My experiences, my first time I saw my past lives, I was a black man once. And then before that, before or after, I don't know what timelines they were showing me. But I was fighting in space, bro. On some Star Wars shit. Like, I don't know if that was like our past lives, like back in the day when we had more technology and shit. Or if it's gonna be the future and I'm gonna be out here fighting on a starship. Like, that shit was cool as fuck though. I love that shit. And that saw me die in one life. I don't know about the future life. I didn't see me die in that one. But when I was a black man, I had a nice gold. I was fat as hell, driving a nice Camaro. I don't know. It was old times. It was like the 1950s, and I got hit by a truck. Rolled over, died. What else? We also have. Yeah, basically, that's what we can do. You know, just do shrooms. There's ayahuasca and shit. I haven't done that personally. All I have done is shrooms. Maybe a little bit of mescaline, but it was mixed with some other drugs, so I don't want to count it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've had a lot of trips where they try to buy my soul. One time I mixed LSD with shrooms, and that was like the worst idea I've ever had. That was the strongest communication from the devil I've ever gotten. That nigga was on my ass, possessed one of my girls. So I was like, ain't no way, son. I didn't know you was in a cult, bitch. That's crazy. But it was what it was, you know. At the end of the day, I was traumatized and I just had to move on. But yeah, that's it basically, you know what I mean? That's all I had to speak about trips. I could get more into detail, but I really wouldn't feel like it. I'll make detailed trips in the future, like as I experience them, because to remember all that shit right now, I can't. I would have to do it right after I do it, you know what I mean? So next time I trip, I will do a story time right after. I could give you this one trip though. I was my last shroom trip. I went out with this girl, and I went to go see a movie with her. She was low-key setting me up. I don't know, I had a bad feeling. So I left out of there. I just dipped. And I checked my phone before dipping. I told him I was going to the bathroom. I'll be back. Nigga left. We were all on shrooms. So I check my phone, and like the first thing I think, damn, bro, I should be with family. What am I doing with strangers that, you know what I mean, don't love me, don't fuck with me? So I just went back home because I knew something bad was gonna happen if I chose to stay with random people instead of my own brother, you know what I mean? Rather be with my homie. And I ended up going home because it gave me a lot of clarity about that. I was like, fuck, bro, I'm tweaking out here. I could have brought my brother to go see a movie instead of being here with these hoes and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different things that makes you conscious of who you're not appreciating in your life. You know what I mean? My brother is great. I love that kid, but you know what I mean? It'd be hard to keep everything balanced. Plus, when you're unconscious too, you fuck up, man. You just don't do things right. The last time I tripped was like a year ago too. I don't really trip like that. No. That was one time. That was like before the last time I tripped. The last time I tripped, I was really confused in love. So I took like 2 grams of shrooms, laid down in my bed, meditated, and then I just asked about my girls. So I have 2 lovers, and the first one, it told me that she's gonna cheat on me for the rest of my life, and I would be happy with it. I'll be okay with it if that's what I choose. You know what I mean? But I was like, yeah, I'm good on that. Then it showed me the other woman, and the other woman was more like, yeah, you might have her, but you don't have her right now. So it's gonna generate anxiety. So what you can do is put God in your heart. You know what I mean? So I put God in my heart instead of these 2 women, instead of being in love with these 2 women and having them in my heart. I would put God in my heart. No matter what happens, I'm gonna be good because God is always first in my heart. You know what I mean? I'm not depending on men or women, whatever. You know what I mean? I meant women by men. You know what I mean? But like, you don't depend on nobody. You know what I mean? You just trust your intuition, your feelings, and you have God in your heart. No matter what someone else does against you, or someone else shows you, you remember you have God in your heart. You're good. You don't need nobody. You don't need niggas to like you. You don't need none of that. As long as you're with God and safe and chilling. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's it for this video. I really can't get more into it because it's really hard to explain. So next time I trip, I'll give every single detail. I'll try to make videos even on shrooms so y'all can experience it live with me in a way. You know what I mean? Just give y'all more insight on all the things that happen. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah, that's basically it, guys. Have a great day. I'm gonna be making some more videos soon.